in my very new classroom. I am really excited, a little overwhelmed, but I'm happy that I got everything into my classroom and now we just have to decorate and put everything away. So I'm going to kind of show you guys what I have, what's going on, since it is another classroom setup. It is technically day one. I have gone around and put up my bulletin borders, and I'm going to kind of explain my thinking here in a second of why I'm going backwards decorating than I did last year and kind of most people do. You'll see in a second, but I'm hoping to get a lot done today, like a lot. I've been here since 8, it's only 10, so I am planning to just kind of like grind it out until like 4 maybe, I don't know, but I'm gonna be here a while. I know that because I live kind of far away and this is stressing me out. I really want my classroom done, so let's do it. Okay, here it is. Yes, I have a very bright yellow floor. This looks way worse like on camera than it really does in person. It's really actually not too bad. So the thing with this that is very different is, one, I have 27 kids. So as you're gonna be seeing, there is a lot of desks and chairs because I have a ton of kids. This room is, I don't know, everyone says it's bigger. I don't know if it's just because we have these like table desk chair things that makes it feel small, but like I won't be having a small group table. Our small group is gonna be on the ground and we're gonna have clipboards and we're gonna have like a little picnic small group, which I think will be fun. I actually did that a lot last year anyways, just for like a break of desk. But a big thing with this classroom setup is the rules are kind of a bit more strict with this classroom, or the school in general when it comes to setting up your classroom, which is fine. It's a brand new building. This building's been here only a year, so they follow fire codes very, very strictly, which is understandable, right? It's a huge new building that they don't want to be burned down. So for starters, we are not allowed to have anything on the ceiling. So I cannot hang like my table numbers from the ceiling like I did last year or any artwork or anything. The second kind of big thing is we're not allowed to bring our own furniture. So no stools, no chairs, no nothing, no bookshelves, which is a big change for me. Luckily I did give away a lot of my furniture in Colorado, so I'm really glad that I did, but I am gonna have to make use with what I have, and it kind of sucks. My classroom's not gonna be exactly what I want, but that's okay. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's still gonna make a classroom, still gonna make it home, still gonna make it cozy, and we're still gonna have fun in here. So I am going to continue with but the reason I decided to do these first, because last year I absolutely did not, and like everyone I know is like, start with your library and get all this organized before you do these, is it was really stressing me out not having like any furniture or having anything in the walls. Like it just did not feel like my classroom at all. So I figured once I get these up and decorated, it'll feel a lot more like my classroom, and then I can kind of go and start organizing the rest of the supplies. So hopefully that makes sense. Maybe you guys think I'm just crazy. I don't know. I'm just trying to make it feel like my classroom right now, and that way I can start organizing. And also, I needed my desks the way I wanted them first because they were in rows and they were taking up my entire classroom. If you saw what my chairs look like right now, it is called the butterfly pattern. So kind of the shape of a butterfly, if you can tell. I'm kind of standing at it sideways, but I think I'm gonna start with this for now, see how it goes, because I have a big opening in the middle for us to circle around, a whole 28 of us to circle around, and also do small groups with. So here we go, my second classroom, and I'm super excited to get it to feel like Okay, so I finished this wall. This is kind of my layout I have of my bulletin boards for reading, math, and science. So obviously reading, and then it says word wall. I'll add the vocabulary words for that unit here. I'll just like print them out, and then target obviously, and then anchor chart. I decided to go with half anchor charts this time because they got a little bit intimidating when it was like just full walls of anchor charts. So see, math, same layout. Science, I don't have an anchor chart for it made yet, but that's what it looks like. I just really liked how this is like more organized, and it's not so overwhelming with just like stuff kind of like everywhere, like more of a collage. I know some people like collage anchor charts, or bulletin boards, sorry. I think they're really pretty and I think they're really fun, but I feel like they're very overwhelming for me, and it's hard for me to find information, so then I can imagine at least it's what I did. And now I'm going to try to decide if I want to do birthday. I can't do students work yet because I don't have the thing. So either birthday or my like front one. Okay, so update, it is now 12:35. My goal was to get all the bulletin boards done with before going on lunch break. So I am gonna go ahead and grab lunch, but before I go, I wanna show you guys kind of where I'm leaving my room. Kind of feels like a bigger disaster than when I entered it, but that's okay. So I showed you guys, I finished those, and then I did my birthday wall, and then that's gonna be students work wall. I have a thing that's, I'm not sure if it's like your work is on point or if I'm gonna say like fabulous work something. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna put for the saying, but that's gonna go there. And then this is my entrance. I have my flip grid again. I'm missing 2 of these guys. I want to buy 2 more for the year, but I'll add that on. And then for my calendar, all of the numbers I cut out ended up being way too big for this pocket chart. So I'm going to take, it came with some, so like this size. So I'm going to take this and try and recut all of them. Oh, it kind of looks like I can just cut the circles out. So I might just do that. So I'm gonna have to recut those so that it fits in the chart. I have my little 10 buckets. These are actually going to be my table points this year. So I have these little pom-poms I'm just gonna place in for table points. I'm gonna write 1, 2, 3, and I have 5 table groups. So I thought that's fun. It's a fun visual for them to see how much. And then I put this guy up, which this took me the absolute longest. It's like the most awkwardest strip of bulletin board. And then I put my multiplication numbers on there. Last year I didn't have to spray any of my like laminating sheets, like it never put on a glare, but for some reason this room, I don't know if it's because I have 2 windows directly here, there's definitely glare, so I am gonna come back and actually spray my laminate. So I got that wall done, and then yeah. I will say, if you have never put up a classroom before and you are kind of looking at bulletin boards and things like that to buy, please, please, please spend the extra money on the better than paper bulletin board. Like this stuff, better than paper, it will save your life. So the teal that you see is paper because they ran out of the lined, which I like the contrast, but it was such a pain to put that paper up. The better than paper bulletin paper, me and my husband did it in like all like what you saw when I walked in, maybe 15 minutes. It took me like 20 minutes just to put up one paper by myself, and like it's impossible to get straight. Like if you look at that, you see that right there? I know it's blurry, but you see that? It's impossible. So do yourself a favor and get better than paper bulletin board. Yes, it's more, but it will save you a lot of stress, a lot of headaches, and a lot of wrinkles, and it's just worth it. And also, it is very hard to take stuff like staples out of the paper versus better than paper. And so if you have like in a bulletin board that is like a seasonal one that you're going to change all the time, do not try to use paper for that. Like, don't even attempt. Take my word for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean up my bulletin mess, even though I have a mess of everywhere. My bulletin board mess, since I'm done with those, and then I'm gonna go grab lunch and then come back and start organizing and putting things away. Okay, so I made it back. I got Taco John's, which is like my favorite part of living in Nebraska, is that I can get Taco John's whenever I want, because it used to just be a specialty for us whenever we went on vacation here. It's a really random meal, but I'm kind of overwhelmed now. I feel like my walls was a big task, but like a doable. Like I knew like where I wanted to start, what I wanted to do with them. Like I already had the stuff printed and laminated and I was good to go. I knew what bulletin board I was going to wear. And now I'm like, I don't know what to do next. I think I'm going to clean out or organize the stuff that she left me in the cabinets. And because I don't know if you saw, but I have 7 science massive bins that need to fit into there. So I'm going to try and make room for those and then hopefully start getting my stuff. I did put up some of my awards and my class picture up there. Obviously I can't show you guys my class picture from last year, but all the kids signed a photo frame for me when I left and it was just really adorable. So I hung it up because I miss my first babies a lot. And then I got an Apple Award, so I put that up there as well. And then kind of the kids will fill this part out. So I did do that, but I'm going to finish my lunch. Okay, so next update, it is about 3:20. I've gotten a ton done. Let me show you guys kind of where. So my ADHD or ADD brain, whatever you want to call it, I opened this up, right? And I was organizing this because the goal was to get my science bins in here, which obviously I did. But I opened this up and I saw all these books and I was like, well, crap. I need to go to my library to see how much room I can try and fit some of her books into my library. So then I jumped over here and I actually got my library. Most of it's all right here because again, I cannot bring any extra bookshelves. I don't know why I keep saying that word. Can't bring any extra bookshelves, so this is pretty much what I have. But I got most of my chapter books there. I had 3 bins left, and so I filled them up. All these books, they're backwards, I just realized. Well, okay, I have to fix that. All of these books were books that my kids actually had in their desk on the last day that I grabbed. And so I thought it'd be fun to like put a little note that said like students' favorites, because obviously since they were in the desk the whole year, they were very good, very well read books. And then those 2 came from the bin inside, and I just have my picture books and also science and social studies books. I do want to show you guys kind of my organization. Obviously I don't have the labels on the things yet, but what I decided to do this year and why I was able to organize my library in like 30 minutes was before I left, I put a number and a letter on the book. So the number represents what bin it goes into. So this is bin 8. So when they go and put the book back, it's pretty obvious of like where they go. I am going to have this be like book return here, and then I'm gonna have someone's job to come and make sure it goes in the right number. The letters are obviously for reading levels. I kind of like kids pick just based off of genre, not level, but I do think it's important that they're like kind of in the range of level that they're supposed to be on. So I'm gonna make a label for this, and then I'm gonna get a little mason jar or jar for my bookmarks. These are read aloud books that I will be doing. So obviously I'm teaching 4th grade, so I have to read this book. I have the whole series. I actually have the one and only family as well, which I haven't opened it yet. Some picture books of read alouds that I don't want kids reading because I want to read it to them. I'm not sure what I'm gonna fill in here yet. Got the thesauruses. But yeah, so the lady who was in here, she actually retired, and she was so sweet and had these all organized for each unit, like picture books that go along with the unit. And I love this so much, and I'm not going to touch it because this is fantastic. And so I left it as is. I am gonna read, because these are all books like I haven't even read before. So I'm gonna read them and kind of see like where it'd be good to go into. Now these two, I am probably gonna end up giving away these books to either teachers. I think there's a first year teacher here. So I'm gonna ask her if she wants any of them. I think she's teaching 5th grade, so like Harry Potter would be great for her, things like that. But I do not need those two, so I'm gonna find a home for those guys. This one, it's nicely organized. But what I mean by that is like it's not super organized, but it's organized enough. So again, I have the science bins, science, and then we start math, and then I have some of my stuff up there. So math, science, reading. So that's kind of how those are going. If you remember, this was completely full of student books and teacher books, so I just put those away by unit, so we can easily access them. So that again is reading. This is going to be math, and then the kids' math workbooks will go there, and then this is social studies here. So all right guys, it is now almost 5 o'clock. It's 4:30, but I'm kind of at a good stopping point right now. Not gonna lie, pretty tired. This is the first day that I've pretty much worked and like done something nonstop since the last day of school. So, and woke up at 5:45. So I'm feeling it today. I'm feeling it. But it feels so good to be back. I truly miss being in the classroom and being with kids, and like even though it's so chaotic and I'm so exhausted, like it is just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right not doing anything. And so I'm excited to be back and kind of get a routine going again. I'll show you guys a couple things that I added. I pretty much got everything done except for I found some more books. Books are just everywhere, so I have to find a home for those. But I did find some more books, and then I have to do my desk area. So I'm gonna come tomorrow and just see if I can spend like 2 hours and just kind of see what I can get done. Hopefully I can get done my desk area. And then guys, I have to hang up the border on the whiteboard still, cut some stuff, but I feel like I'm doing really good. This was a lot quicker than last year's, but also last year I couldn't stay all day because if you look back, I had a puppy that we just got, so she could not be in the kennel for very long. So I had to keep going in like 2, 3, 4 hour spurts. But today I got to spend an entire 8 hours plus. So I'll show you guys kind of what I've been doing. So I added this on my little library. I added our little book buddies. I just love them so much. It adds just kind of like a cute little touch to my library. I still have to make labels. This I plan on making my calming area corner. It's not really a corner, but you know what I mean. So I'm gonna put I'm gonna find a little rug, and I'm gonna put a pillow down for them to sit at, and then this is the stuff that will go in there. I have a lot of calming stuff. I really found it useful last year. So this is a big thing that we have rules on, and kind of like what it's really meant for, what we're allowed to do, how long we're allowed to be, and things like that. This is like a first day thing because it can definitely be taken advantage of if you're not like really hard on the first day of like expectations and rules. One of my kids got this for me for Christmas last year, and so as you guys know, I love cows, so I put it up there. It is kind of wrinkled, but that's okay. I thought this was fun. Of course, I'm gonna call this my famous bulletin boards. This is all organized, everything's gone. Obviously planners will go in their desk once they get here. I have my mail for my teacher again, pencil sharpener, bathroom cone. Someone asked me what is something that I will use, that I've used last year that I would use again. Bathroom cone, 1000%. Only one kid's allowed, and you can have to put on their desk so you can clearly see where they're at, especially when I have 27 of them. That's gonna be a must. I did find this little sign, so I hung it up there. Thought it was adorable. I kind of started building my whiteboard again. I'm gonna have a yellow border around it, but this is the eraser from Hobby Lobby that a lot of people got. I filled my expos. I need to find where these are at. I wonder where they are. I emptied all my bins. Weird. But I filled them with my new expos I got. Already got the first day read aloud. I have to put my schedule up, which will go here. I'm gonna have to slide things over, but I have to get magnets, so we have to do that. Again, my desk is kind of the one thing that I did not touch. Pretty much everything that goes in here or in my desk, I just put in this bag, so it looked a little bit nicer. I'm taking this stuff home and obviously my purse. And then over here, like, I feel like when I look at it, like, each section, it looks good, but then, like, when I look at it from afar, it looks a little crazy. So I'm probably not going to keep it this way, but right now I just have the turn-in bin, my little smiley face light-up sign. These are all the books, I think I told you that I want to read aloud, so I'm keeping those separate from the library. Obviously, those won't be there. Here's are some bins. This is some indoor recess stuff that I can pull out when we have indoor recess. We have the sources, again, indoor recess / STEM, white or clipboards. I wanted really accessible, so that way they can just grab it and put it back. Some more, and again, the leftover books. I did add my little book and buddies. I didn't have his book out because I don't know why. Maybe I should put it out. Again, I'm gonna get a little cup holder for these guys, and then we're back at the library. So we're making progress, guys. We are making progress. But obviously, it's like just when you think you're almost done, I'm never done, because eventually closer to school, I will have to write all their birthdays on this. I still have to make name tags and locker tags. So they have lockers, so I have to write those. I still have labels to make. So even though it looks better, I still know that I have quite a lot to do. But that's okay. I feel good about where we're at. I'm gonna go ahead and start taking some of these totes down and go home and drive home, and then back tomorrow.